Be honest. If you are a child, from the school of fashion, I'm sorry, a blouse and pants, that's it.
but it is. But,
no, that's not fashion. It's a cop out. It's a cop out.
And it's a cop out because what they'll do is they'll add a mini Birkin or a mini Kelly.
Yes, and then boom.
Or Laura Piana.
As if the Kelly has the power to just make your fashion better. No. Yes, it elevates you.
But people think that quiet luxury automatically makes you look rich. Or it makes you look this. And, in a way, there are people that travel in quiet luxury, maybe that were born into this, that have all the money, the billionaire wardrobe, quiet
and
luxury.
Good stylist.
Good stylist. Very simple, I get it. The private jet look, I get it all. But it's boring. And
hey guys!
Hi everybody, how are you?
Yes, welcome to
The Stylish Truth.
Yes, on The Stylish Truth, we talk all things.
Episode 2.
I know, right? Episode 2, but if you're new here, you're just tuning in. What do we talk about? Yes.
Yes,
what do we talk about? Tell the people what we talk about.
The truth.
We talk about the truth when it comes to luxury.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The ins and outs of all things luxury. Behind the scenes, in front, whatever you think you're going to learn everything from us.
Yes, you will.
But today, it's all about Fashion Week.
It is.
It's coming up.
Yes.
Next week. And actually, this weekend.
Yes, it's technically the start of Fashion Month because, I know Copenhagen happened already, but we're going into New York. New York kind of kicks things off.
Yeah.
And then what's after New York? Is it Milan? London, Milan, and Paris.
London, Milan, then Paris.
Yeah, because I just got an invite for something in Paris, so I was just like, I will not be going, unfortunately. Yes, even New York. Yeah. I'm not going this year.
What?
I know. I've been going to Fashion Week since 2016.
Wait, you're really not going?
No, so I went earlier in the year. I did February, but I'm not going to September. Fashion Week in New York. I know. So many people have been messaging me, and I'm like, like invitations for dinner, hangouts, events. Not a ton of fashion shows. I didn't get a ton of and I told my management too that I'm not going. I'm going to be in Mexico for a fabulous wedding. So yes, you guys have to follow me on Instagram and TikTok to see all of that.
But I'm going to be honest, I feel like the Mexico trip might be better.
Honey, trust and believe it's going to be better. It's going to be fire. And I said that, since I cannot do my fashion show in New York, I will do a fashion show in Mexico.
Absolutely.
Every day will be a day of turn up. I said, this is where the Nigerian accent has to come out. If you invite me to your event, hey, you better come correct because I'm not gonna make it soft for anybody.
No,
every outfit has to be.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
And my sister's coming, so we're piggybanking off of each other.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a moment.
No, I think you've kind of made the right decision because is Fashion Week really what it used to be?
Honey, well,
is it?
No. So this is the thing. Honestly, even if Mexico wasn't happening, I would be lying if I said I wouldn't go because I would go with the mindset that I'm not going here to run from show to show, but I'm more so going to meet up with people. That would have been my number one reason to go, just because people don't realize, first of all, how flippin' expensive it is. It is stupid expensive, and I have this rule that, if I'm leaving my house, I cannot stay in anywhere that's not as nice as my house.
I agree.
Right?
But then that same weekend, the hotels are jacking up
that
prices times 10.
That part. Since I have been going, I probably spent a little less the first year where I didn't know better. Yeah. I stayed in Times Square. Oof. Honey, it was horrible. You know what my sister said? She said, that's what you get for picking a 3-star rental hotel. Yeah. And I was like, so after that, I was like, never again. So after that first initial Fashion Week, every Fashion Week for just a room has cost me at least $600 and something
a night.
Yes, and because I am extra, I usually do suites.
And you're upgrading.
Exactly.
But you're also coming with a wardrobe.
And that part
you're coming
too.
with things that you need space.
Exactly.
And you need content.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And normally, even if a brand's not paying for me to be there or whatever, I'm usually shooting content. I'm shooting paid campaigns in New York. So that's always offset the cost, right? So that has always been the justification for me. Plus, I get to be with, you know, my peers and people I love. I get to see people. My girlfriend Shanae's always there with her talent, so I get to hang out with her. Because we don't really get to hang out that much other than that. Like, we used to be Fashion Week buddies, and now, you know, she has her own agency, Kensington Gray, so she's doing her thing. And for me, it's a fun way for me to just see everybody, because I'm friends with a lot of the people on her roster, or at least a few that I know. Now it's so big, so I can't even say that anymore. It's so big, but just it's always been that fun part. But otherwise, people don't realize that a lot of these brands are not checking for us. That's just a fact of the matter. They're not checking for Black people.
Well,
they don't give a can we cuss? They don't give an F if we're there at their shows.
And you're
or not.
Speaking from somebody that you're going to Fashion Week every year.
Yeah.
And you see it firsthand. Okay, so behind the scenes.
Yeah. It's a shit show.
Behind the scenes for me, for somebody that works in the industry behind the scenes and sees it, they're not inviting you guys at all.
Yeah.
They can give two shits.
They literally don't give a fuck.
If you're there. Because to be honest, they feel as though people of color, especially the Black girls, the Black guys, you guys aren't as, how do I say this?
Marketable, yeah.
Profitable.
Yeah, profitable.
You guys do not bring the business.
And we both know this, but you know this for a fact.
You guys, they truly feel like you guys do not bring the business.
But is this truth though? Do we not spend the money?
First of all, you guys are the main ones that are purchasing the items full price.
That part.
You guys are the ones that are coming into the stores, buying all of these things, posting these things, free advertisement left and right. But they don't see it that way.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is trying to get to the masses, and they feel as though that people are just not paying attention to the Black content creators.
Yeah. And we know that not to be true, number one. This is the thing that I've noticed. I feel like a lot of times when they do have women of color sitting in front row or sitting at the shows, they're usually celebrities.
Correct.
But now you reverse it when you're looking at Asian content creators, Caucasian content creators. They're all content creators sitting there. So they get to sit beside Black celebrities, right? And if one or two of us, 3 or 4 or 5 maybe, get those invitations, you know, it's a struggle. And those are usually girls that have PR agencies behind them and are paying a shitload. Like, there are agencies that you have to pay upwards of $3,000 every month for them to just present you to these brands, and they don't really have. There's no guarantee. So you're literally paying $3,000 every month for a brand to just know that you exist, and that's no guarantee that they will invite you. And even if they invite you, they can also rescind your invitation
the day of.
Exactly.
The day of. I have seen that out of all the content creators that I follow, the girls are not going to the shows. They're going to the previews.
Yeah.
They're going to the collection. They're going to the event after the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the entire collection is maybe on
display. There's a name for it, and it's not coming to me.
A preview.
Yeah,
it's actually a shit show.
Yeah.
That's what I'll call it. It's a shit show. To me, those type of events should only be for clients.
Yes.
To go to touch, feel.
You're right.
Feel. That's the way I'm looking at it. If I'm going to have a runway show, I'm going to have a runway show, and then after the runway show, we're going to have a preview where you come and you touch and you feel. Yeah. You get to see the garment up close. You get to touch it. You might be able to try it on.
To do the pre-orders,
and then we do pre-orders.
That's kind of how it used to be.
Right. But now, some of these brands, they're still having runway shows, but they're also having those. But that's where they invite the people that they didn't want to come to the
and this is the really shitty part about it, because they're inviting creators to that part so they can now take footage and now share. Absolutely. So you weren't good enough to see the production, but you're good enough to like share it with your audience and get your audience to buy and participate.
But I want us to get to a point where we just stop going, or we stop putting ourselves in spaces to be rejected.
Yeah.
Because at this point, it's nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to change until we start putting our foot down, until somebody either calls them out or says something.
There needs to be a call out. And, and I feel like after the pandemic, it was different. Like, there were invitations. Like, the girls got invitations. And also because the European girls were coming. So they didn't come.
Right.
But right as it was opened up again, that changed.
Right.
It was over. And you saw slowly but surely the invitations were going out. Even a friend of mine, mind you, she's Italian, and she was like, did you get an invitation for a certain brand that has always dressed me and always invited me? And I was like, no, but technically I haven't reached out, and normally I reach out to let them know I'm coming. But
why should you have to reach out?
And then that's the thing.
To me, it should be, this is this creator, this artist, this person, she's a fan of our work. We've worked with her before. She does amazing for us. We do amazing for her. She's an automatic invite.
I've had to craft up
Hunger Games.
Honey, it's the Hunger Games. I've had to craft up some invitations where it's like, oh, we think we're full of, then I'm like, because I might have met the designer, I know the designer, oh, that's too bad. Well, I guess I'll just message blah 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 and let her know. Literally after that result, we do have a
so now you have.
Now they have space, and that's happened. Like, legit has happened where it's like, I'm like, and it's annoying because I'm like, why am I still doing this?
Why
and I have to ask myself, why am I? And so
to be rejected in a way that you don't have to be rejected.
That part.
Like, and it's sad because I see it on Instagram and social media. These girls are going, and these guys too, they're going to these shows just to be outside, to be in the parking lots, to be in the lines taking pictures, but they're not at the shows. They're not doing any of that. They're at the sipping shops, or they're going to the events that the black girls are throwing.
Yeah. And the thing is too, the idea around it, because I can admit, and I'm one that will say, I'll tell my truth. Yes, I've gone to shows where I didn't necessarily go in, but in my defense, I probably went with Shanae, and maybe her talent was going in, so I just waited, and I honestly couldn't care less.
Yeah.
It's gotten to a point for me where I don't care if I'm inside the show, because as someone who's worked in retail, as someone who sews and understands these garments, a lot of the shows are shit. Like, literally, and that's not
thrown together.
They're thrown together. The workmanship is poor, and there's just and this is not for everybody. This is not usually always the case, but there's shows that I've been to and I'm just like, why am I here? I literally had to ask myself.
Don't have the team.
And some of the smaller brands too, even some of the bigger brands too, you'll still see some little things here and there. Maybe some of the biggest shows that I've been to, they were very well put together. They were lovely, but the smaller brands, sometimes it was just like, God, why am I here?
Yeah.
Why am I here? And, like, literally that was my feeling, asking myself, why am I still doing this? Why am I, it's, even when the emails go out, I'm like, God, I don't know whether it's Nigerian in me. I feel like I'm begging for a seat. So it's hard, and those are some of the things that I have to grapple with. And come February, I'm probably going to have to do that again, or my management is going to have to do that. So it's either I do that, or I'm just sitting it out, or just going to just events. But at the same time, too, you want to get photographed. And that's why people will go to these shows, even if they don't have a seat. Because being photographed is kind of like, it puts you in front of more people. And unfortunately, regardless of how many followers you have, it's almost like that's not enough. It's until a brand, an online magazine that is dying, until they put your image in a print or online publication, which your website probably has more views than, you don't get that kind of, oh my God, well done. You get the well dones and the congratulations only when you're in the midst of a celebrity or an established name, as if all the hard work you've put in doesn't count. I remember, and and it's a good and bad thing. I remember a long time ago when Jada Pinkett was, I don't know if does she still do Red Table Talk?
I don't think so, because I haven't seen an episode, so I think it's like maybe on a hiatus thing, probably. Maybe, I don't know. So
when they were touring, and the beginning of that, they came to Atlanta, so I got to sit with her, right? Her mom, we had a fabulous conversation, of course, recorded stuff, and it wasn't just me, it was a few other influencers. the amount of messages I got, oh my God, congratulations, blah, 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 this and that. And I'm just thinking, why? I just sat down to talk with a person.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get paid for that shit.
Yeah.
The things that I've gotten paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for, I'm not really getting congratulations for. Just because I'm sitting down with a celebrity. And not to take away from her, but I'm just like, that is the same idea with fashion.
But we're in a world where that is, I made it.
Yeah.
We're
but
in a world where
how is me doing work for free? I made it.
If you're photographed with the right person that has all the fame, you're going to get more accolades, more applause, more followers versus you releasing your own line.
Yeah.
And that sounds so bad, but it's so true.
It's so true. It's
so true. People will repost the fact that you're probably walking the streets with a celebrity, but won't repost your own brand or help a friend out in that way.
Yeah.
But the moment they see with a celebrity, then it's repost.
I'm going to some an event where there's going to be a lot of celebrities, and my sister's like, oh, you know, maybe you don't want to shoot. I'm like, I don't care to shoot these people. I don't care. But you know, I get it. That's just the world we live in. We live in a celebrity-driven society, and that's kind of what Fashion Week is. The way I see it now, it's just this thing where it's like
it's a spectacle.
It is a spectacle, and it doesn't necessarily. You know, honestly, for smaller brands, even bigger brands, it just digs them deeper into the hole.
Yeah.
It digs. I did a post.
Because some of these brands are going into debt.
They are.
To throw these luxurious shows.
Oh, I did a post about the breakdown of luxury brands and pricing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, because I'm like, y'all don't realize that a lot of these brands are spending. The average is $1 million for a fashion show. You know, and the comments were hilarious because a lot of people are like, I don't give a F about the show. It's like, why are they charging me so much? But it's hand in hand with the brand and the status of the brand. So they need to spend $1 million.
Certain brands have to do these elaborate shows because that's just what they've always been doing.
Yeah, and it's not, funny enough, I don't believe it makes or breaks the brand. If Chanel decided not to put out another show, Chanel would be fine. Same thing with Hermes. So it's not a make or break for them, but it's just more so to say that they can do this or they can spend that money.
It's a muscle flex.
Exactly. You're right. That's a flex. That's exactly what it is. It's a flex.
We're big.
And you're right. 100%. That's exactly what it is. It's a flex.
It's a muscle flex.
It is a flex. And this is one thing I discovered. Actually, I kind of knew this already before. When I was at Essence Fest and Fee Noel had a chat, a Firestorm chat. And she was saying how it's hard, especially for designers of color, that, you know, a lot of them don't have this excess amount to put on shows and to do everything, but it's expected. And a lot of them go through debt. Like, a lot of people are just, you know, trying to just get ahead. And we don't see that because, you know, we see all these other brands. So if the big brands are doing it, then we should be doing it.
And certain brands, I've noticed, especially the smaller brands, they're showing once a year.
Yeah.
They'll do like a drop. It may not even be during Fashion Week. It'll just be a random time of the year. But it's like a drop and you don't see them again until the next year.
Yeah.
And I get it.
I get it.
The production of everything, and then you still want it to look nice. You want people to come. You want this. You want that. You don't want it to be a joke because you know people are going to come and post.
That part.
So
that part. And now it's a new era too, because I remember back in the day, like the fashion shows were for the buyers.
Social media has ruined everything.
Yeah.
Social media has ruined music. Social media has ruined everything under the sun. And even though it has been great for a platform for you to stay in contact with people, it's been great of a platform to meet new people, to make money. It's been a great platform to see different perspectives on the other side of the world. I get all of that. But social media has also ruined the fashion industry.
See, I wouldn't say, I don't think I would agree with you that it's ruined the fashion industry. It's created a different level of greed. Because now brands they've realized that, oh wow, these creators, these people have so many extra eyes. And these people want to shop immediately. They don't want to wait 18 months because, you know, it used to be an 18-month distance between a show in terms of the drop when it enters stores. They don't want to wait for all of that anymore. They want to buy now. Hence, the shows come out. You start seeing pre-orders months in advance on websites. That never used to happen.
Yeah.
So they've used it to maximize, because at first too, keep in mind, at first these brands were not checking for creators, period.
Right.
White, black, Asian, they didn't give a shit because they didn't believe in what it was.
You.
Exactly.
Who are you in this world?
That part.
That's the way they looked at it.
Yes, but then the numbers showed otherwise.
But when
it's number driven. This is a number driven business. There's better ROI on what creators do.
When I say I feel like it's ruined the industry, it's ruined the industry in a way of the people, the decision makers are not that important anymore.
Yeah.
Because now you can go on a Vogue website, you can go on a cover of something, and you don't see the models. You don't see the celebrities anymore. You see people with like literally no background, there's literally just nothing. But this person may have 1 million followers. And people follow them, so I guess they are an influencer. But when you really get to know this person, this is a little girl who's 21, who probably still lives at home. She just happens to be popular, and I wouldn't even say she has great style. She has just great influence. People have sent her
this is another thing people don't realize. A lot of creators have stylists.
That too.
They have stylists.
That too. So and that's the thing. They just have the money.
Yeah.
And now they get this cover of whatever. And I would never discredit or not want anyone to thrive and be there. But it's like, if I see somebody there or see somebody, I want it to be more of like, this person has worked for it. This person has really not you just did something that went viral and that kind of got you.
This is maybe a little off topic, but one thing I've noticed, especially with like TikTok and stuff, like TikTok created viral moments and viral content creators, and now with this recession and things slowing down, they're not working because a lot of these people left their job because they were like, what, I'm viral, right? So the average one of them they ain't working no more.
Well, the thing is about viral lasts maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on the impact of what it was.
And depending on your work ethic, too.
Right.
Because I feel like that's the thing.
Because everyone's asking for what's next.
Yeah, so the ones that went viral, if they're able to recreate what they did, but that's the thing, that's the difference. Like, if you have no true connection to fashion, or if you're not willing to really learn the industry of the business, and you go viral, and you can even know all of that and still not make it, right? Because there's so many people in the space now. Gone were the days where there were just a few voices or, a few people that just really had an affinity for fashion, for true fashion, understood it and all the things, or were willing to actually understand the business. And just maybe a lot of people are just really gifted where they dress well or they have a good eye for things, but they decided to take it a step forward and to learn the business more and to educate themselves. And those are the ones who are succeeding. But a lot of the people that weren't necessarily willing to pivot or to do the extra legwork, they're like, I don't know what's happening, I'm not doing well or whatever. They're bitching and mourning. And I'm like, you had that moment, but you didn't capitalize on your moment.
And the thing is, because people think that just that viral moment's going to take them off. Back to Fashion Week.
Yeah.
I feel like it's become a spectacle. I think that I don't want people to go into debt.
Yes.
Or spend all this money to go. Because I see so many things on social media of these girls and these guys talking about they want to go to Fashion Week, and in their mind they're thinking, oh, I'm just going to go and be photographed, or I'm just going to go and get into these shows or be invited or wait in line and get in, and it's nothing like that. First of all, every 99% of these shows you have to be invited, you have to know somebody, you have to be somebody to get in. That's
and you know that you can be somebody and still not get in.
And that too.
It's more so you have to know somebody. Even to be somebody, you have to still know somebody.
You have to know the right people.
Yeah.
And one thing that a lot of people don't know, that this is the cheat code to getting into any of these shows. Be a client.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when I say be a client for everyone, that means being a client of the brand.
Yes.
So
shop.
Your money needs to speak for itself.
Yeah.
Not everybody has it, but if you got it, use it.
Yeah.
You can go to some of these brands and shop and shop and shop and spend a certain amount, and then it's not guaranteed, but then the store, the company may say, You've spent this amount of money with us. Yeah. We're very grateful. We would love to invite you to our show. Now, they would invite you to the show. Are you sitting front row? Hell no. You still all the way up there. But
for you to even come close to front row, you are spending close to $1 million.
Absolutely.
Oh, I was going to say, you need to break down, because people are thinking, oh, I spend $20,000, I spend $50,000, I spend $100,000. No, you're not going to get invited.
I have so many people that have reached out to me over the years and said, oh, I've spent this much, can I get into the show? No. And I always have to tell them, you've only spent $20,000-$30,000 with me.
And that's, and you know when you say only, people are like, yes, it's a lot.
Yes, to the average person, that is a lot of money.
It's a lot. But
to me and the brands, that's literally pennies.
Yeah.
There are people that are spending $100,000 to $150,000 a season.
Yeah.
There are people that are spending $50,000, $60,000 a month.
Yeah.
Easy. And I mean, it drops in the buckets. There are people spending $15,000 a week, $15,000 a week. Send me everything that's new. Send me the moment you get that collection. Send it. I want it. If you can't do that, and I'm not saying that, like...
And we're not saying that's fair or that's right.
It's not fair, right? I'm not saying that that's fair or right.
We're not saying that's fair or right
at all. That's what the brands are looking for. Yeah. And honestly, that's probably the biggest and the only cheat code to get in and get a definite invite. And even the content creators, they're not even doing that. Yeah. They're buying here and there, but they're not spending $100,000 to $50,000. Because they would be... they would be bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. They're not spending that kind of money to get the invite. So...
Because you think about it, as a creator, your job is to consistently consume, consistently change over, switch over, new. So it's not, and there are so many creators that are making so much money and can afford a lot of good stuff, but nobody's in the business of selling themselves out or buying so much where you buy yourselves out of the business. So it's hard, and people don't realize that. So, and you can still have even up to 1 million followers. That doesn't mean a brand's going to invite you.
No.
It has nothing
actually,
to do with
they
nothing.
still will overlook you because they're going to say, okay, you have this, but what does this bring for us?
Exactly. If your aesthetic is not aligned with theirs.
And one thing I read that now, even though that you have the followers, they're now going to your follower and seeing who they are.
Oh, who your followers are?
So now they're seeing who your followers are, and they say, okay, this is so-and-so, and all of her followers are people of color. And our brand... it doesn't really cater to people of color, or we know that our main clientele or our core client is not people of color. So why would I even invite her? Because her people are not even...
They're not our demographic.
It's not our demographic.
So I've known that they look at
it's not even as many how many people that you have that are following you. It's the type of people. It's what they look like. They're looking at everything, and which is why you have to be mindful. This is a dog eat
very
dog.
Mindful,
very cutesy. You have to be very careful with this industry. It's a very dog-eat-dog world. It's so superficial.
You got to play the game, and if you're willing to play the game, you'll go far. I'm not sure where we ended, but I was just saying how I have a friend who goes to the main fashion shows. She's been to Chanel, Dior, and all the things, but a world traveler. What else? A very world traveler. She was that person who used to always tell me that you have to go to New York outside of Fashion Week and connect with the brands, connect with the PR agencies. And we did a few fashion weeks together, and that was one of the things we would go to. The agencies, and she's so good at it. For me, even though I'm a people person, after a while I'm just like, I don't want to be here. But like that's what in my head. I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Easier way to get around that. Okay. Yeah. So when I just said about the purchase history, okay, wherever you are, okay. Let's say if you live in a market where there's luxury stores, especially if you're trying to go to the luxury brands or try to get into their shows, okay. Go into the store, buy something small. Build a relationship with that salesperson, with that brand, with that store. So, it has happened, not all the time, where we have not sent a top client to the show, but we sent a moderately priced spend of a client that maybe her purchase history might be $10,000 for the year, but the top client wasn't available. So now, and this person was, because to be honest, top client.
I did go to an event with Prada once.
You did. I heard about that.
That was fun.
But there are a lot of top clients.
I mean, that was the year Dior invited me too. I was like, my job was spending. I was spending a lot, but I didn't know. I know because I've seen what people spend. I know I did not spend like everyone else.
But the thing is, like, a lot of top clients, when they spend to that level, some of them don't even care about fashion.
They don't.
They're literally just buying fashion because they want it, they wear it.
Or they have a good relationship with their SA.
Right, and they don't really care. So the thing is, sometimes the stores have allotted spaces or seats to give to their clients. So what they'll do is, okay, we know that this top client's not coming because she doesn't give a damn. This top client doesn't travel without her husband. She's not coming. This person's not doing. So then they go down the list, and then if you have a good relationship and they know that you travel, you're available, you have the availability. Well, let's call so-and-so. And so-and-so gets the invite. You don't have to spend, but you have the relationship. And that's an easy way. They may say, you got to find your way there. You got to stay. You got to do your own hotel and all that. I get that.
But honestly, I would, I always say, and I told my manager.
Some brands will pay for it, but that's when you're...
exactly. I've told them, I will pay my way if the right invitation comes. And I don't mind that, but I never want to go anywhere just for going's sake. Like, I have to have a purpose. So this fashion week would have made sense, because a few brands reached out. Shanae always has an event, a really cool event. I would have loved to go to that. And there's actually a few events that I was just like, the one in September that I say I'm not going.
There's a few things.
Not necessarily a ton of shows, but a few brands that make sense for me, that I actually know the designers that I would love to support them, reached out, and I'm like, of course, the 1 year that I decide that I'm not going, the 1 September is where I'm actually getting invitations that I would love to attend to, that I think my audience would enjoy to consume as well, but...
It's okay. What's for you is for you.
And that part too.
And it will come back around in no time. I think that I just want us to get back to the basics. Yeah. I want the buyers
But they're not going to.
I know they're not.
If we're being realistic, they're not going to.
They're not.
Everybody's making money. And the ones that are not making money, they're making money by jacking up the damn prices.
So now that you're basically not going to Fashion Week, from the outside looking in now, what is it that you are excited to see? Like, being away while you're in Mexico, while you're just not, what do you want to see on the gram or on TikTok?
I want to see fashion. I don't want to see costumes per se. I still want to see women in real life. For me, I like to dress up. I dress up every day.
Every day.
So, and even with the everyday outfits, I feel like you always have to elevate them a little bit, just add a little bit of pizzazz. And I felt like we were getting to a point where it just felt very costumey. And I would see things on people's timeline, and I was like, would you ever wear this in real life? And I get everybody wants to be photographed. Everybody wants to be, you want the photographers to notice you. But I don't necessarily think dressing up in costume is the way to get noticed. I think just killer outfit. I want to see fashion. I want to see fashion. I want to see the girls bring it. I want the makeup.
I think what you're saying, you want to see personality.
Yes.
Because the thing is, a lot of these looks are curated looks that they saw on a freaking mannequin.
That part.
Or they think that it's so strong, or, this is going to do this, and this is a wow factor with this and this and this and this, and it's like, you see it, but it's a costume or it's a joke. Yeah. Instead of having a curated
hey, not a joke.
It is a joke.
You just went by that real quick.
Some of these looks are a joke. You want to see a curated, well thought out look that makes sense, but it also fits the person. It fits the body type. Yes. It fits where you're going. Because the thing is, a lot of people put these outfits on. It's like, well, where are you going?
Exactly. And I think that's what it is. I'm like, okay, even if you're not getting in and you're just going to be photographed outside, why would you wear something that's so off-brand? Yeah. It's almost like wearing a Kate Spade outfit to a Tom Ford show. It don't work.
That mod 60s throwback look is not
glamour of Tom Ford, right? Yeah. So it's like there's
not
a
the
disconnect.
Uniform look.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I'm very big on dressing for the occasion, dressing for the location, dressing for the moment, dressing for the time.
Yes.
That's good. I think for me, I want to see risk. When I say risk, I
think I know what yours.
I want to see something that is different. I want to see maybe feathers.
What feathers? Okay.
Fringe.
Okay.
An unexpected combination of things that I haven't seen before, because I'm seeing the same pieces. I'm seeing the same jackets, the same bags, the same this, the same
Honey,
that.
well,
so
one, this is probably, you know, you will rarely hear me say I don't like social media, because I feel like I have my job because of social media. So I'm very grateful. I feel like girls like me can see people that look like them, you know, and just be proud and be like, oh, I can wear that to work. Like, who was wearing, corporate people were not wearing braids to work prior to. So, and I feel like social media did all that. So that's a lot I will say. I love social media. You rarely hear me say I don't like social media, but one of the things I don't like about social media is this sheepish mentality. If one person buys something, we all follow through. I actually have, I have a new series coming out, the Instagram and TikTok famous items that we were all guilty of buying, myself included. Right? So there's something about it, and I'm trying my best to make sure that I'm not buying things because I see everybody else more. So it has to be a real life love for me, not because
speak to you.
Exactly. So that's the one thing that I just really don't want to see everybody styling the same damn thing. There's so much out there. The fashion world offers so much. This is why every fashion week I've taken it upon myself to wear Nigerian brands. At least one outfit will consist of an African or Nigerian brand, because
and I love that.
The likeliness of other people wearing it are zero.
Yeah.
You know, so that's always been my thing. I think this February might have been the only one that I didn't wear.
Everybody just wants to have the it shoe, the it bag, the it piece, the it that, and I get that. But are you buying it because it's the it, or are you buying it because it's the you?
Yeah. Ooh.
And
ooh. I feel like you were saying something that was juicy and good, that I was just like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, I know. I was saying that I want to see people stop buying it products or because the it thing, and buying something that is you.
Yeah. That part. That's what I think. I want to see that too. I want to see true fashion.
Yeah.
Creativity. I want to see brands that are not just European brands.
Yeah. American
brands, because it is New York Fashion Week. But I also want to see a lot of African American brands. I want to see creativity. I just want to see different.
Yeah.
I want to be entertained.
And that's the thing. Not necessarily wild, but entertained. I want to go, I never thought about that, or I never thought about
that's what I want.
Together.
That's what I want.
I never thought of that point of view.
Yeah.
And
you know, now that quiet luxury is a thing, we might get bored. I just don't want to be bored.
Yeah, but you know what I've noticed? People of color.
Yeah, we don't bore.
We always gonna overdo it
even
every time, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too, because when I do quiet luxury, I do it in a way that's a lot more interesting, and that's what I want to see.
And you know, I'm all for quiet luxury for those people. It's not for me.
For those people.
I mean, I think it's great. I don't think quiet luxury is for me.
Yeah.
You
like fashion.
I like fashion. And not to say that's not fashion. It's just not my kind of fashion.
Yeah.
I'm not.
If we're going to be honest, if you are a child, from the school of fashion, I'm sorry, a blouse and pants. That's it.
but no, it is. But,
no, that's not fashion. It's a cop out. It's a cop out.
And it's a cop out because what they'll do is they'll add a mini Birkin or a mini Kelly,
and then boom,
or Laura Piana.
As if the Kelly has the power to just make your fashion better. No, yes, it elevates
but in their mind, but people think that quiet luxury automatically makes you look rich. Or it makes you look this. And, in a way, there are people that travel in quiet luxury, maybe that were born into this, that have all the money, the billionaire wardrobe, quiet
and
luxury.
Good stylist.
Good stylist. Very simple, I get it. The private jet look, I get it all. But it's boring. And
it elevates
but in their mind, but people think that quiet luxury automatically makes you look rich. Or it makes you look this. And, in a way, there are people that travel in quiet luxury, maybe that were born into this, that have all the money, the billionaire wardrobe, quiet
and
luxury.
Good stylist.
Good stylist. Very simple, I get it. The private jet look, I get it all. But it's boring. And I wouldn't take quiet luxury. To me, quiet luxury is for vacation. Quiet luxury is for travel. quiet luxury is for certain everyday.
I don't know about this vacation because I'm not doing quiet luxury on this vacation. I am doing baby girl. She has arrived.
And I agree, but there are some people that will go to like Capri.
Yes, I guess.
And instead of doing the most, they just want simple, clean looks, pieces, quiet
and great pieces sometimes because you can find beauty and fashion in simplicity. Absolutely. Right, so it's not we're not saying that you have to be loud or the complete opposite of quiet luxury. What you're wearing to me is it's fashion, it's simple, but it's not quiet luxury, right? But there's the fashion elements of the oversized silhouettes and and
the invert look.
Exactly. Actually, I know, I saw that, I was just like, that's so good. I want this t-shirt. I want this whole look.
I'm not sure if this is like pre-Demna, who is the creative director now of Balenciaga, but when he was at Vetements, I think that's how I don't know how to Vetements because it's French.
Yes.
I said, oh, that's cool. They actually took the hang tag of like the instruction of how to like wash and everything, and oversized it and put it on the outside. I said, oh, this is genius. I had to have this shirt.
Right? I love it. I love it.
But yes.
But see, these are the pieces that I feel like make sense, that they're interesting. There's a simplicity to it, but there are fashion elements without it being cringy. Because I feel like we've seen so much cringe. Then, because I think people repelled all the cringe that we saw, that they just went the complete opposite and they went to quiet luxury. And I'm like, we can still have the elements of quiet luxury, but still add fashion elements to whether if it's the fit or the silhouette or just little tweaks here and there to make it just a bit more interesting. You can still achieve that look, but let's add some interest to it. Let's let it look like you actually thought about your outfit and not you just didn't put it on. And that's what I see a lot of quiet luxury.
Right. People throw it on, and I understand they love these brands that really only make quiet luxury, and I get it, and I think it's great, but it's like...
But even when you think about a Max Mara that does quiet luxury well, or Cucinelli still has more interesting pieces.
Oh no, let me tell you something.
I remember when I shop with them.
The people want to say Cucinelli's quiet luxury.
It's not actually, because
I see it.
I don't know if you remember, this was like maybe 2017, and I partnered with the Cucinelli store at the shops. I shot 3 or 4 outfits for them. Yo, when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, there was nothing quiet about it. I remember one of my girlfriends messaged me from Nigeria. She's like, I need those pants. I said, baby girl, they're Cucinelli.
How about $6,000?
Exactly, and that was 2017 before prices were... But those pants were everything I shot.
I don't think it's anything quiet about Cucinelli.
You're actually right.
You're
actually right.
I don't think it's
the girls have me mixed up. I'm like, wait a second, Cucinelli ain't quiet.
It's not quiet about Cucinelli. It's not quiet Max Mara. It's not quiet.
I think
they may have a piece or two.
Yes, because I'm thinking about it too. Same thing with Max.
Are we confusing the clean looks?
Yes, the clean looks. That's what it's a confusion.
Quiet luxury.
That's what it is.
Not what it is.
People are confusing clean looks to quiet luxury, because I'm thinking Max Mara. I'm like, wait a second. Crop tops, long over exaggerated skirts,
teddy jackets,
yes,
monochromatic looks, and this, that, and third. Nothing quiet about
that. It's not quiet. It's clean. And I love clean. As much as I like to do over the top, I love a clean look. Yeah. I always say a true fashion person knows when to add and when not to add. Because there's some outfits that I'll put together that are just simple. All you will see me is wearing a pair of earrings, because the outfit requires that.
Yeah.
But then there's some that I'm going to throw every necklace in my wardrobe on that shit, right?
Because you need to bring it up.
That's that part.
Yeah. So, like, I think that's what I want to see this fashion week. I really want people to get it together.
Yes, I want clean, not quiet.
Right, and I don't want costumes.
That part.
I want fun. I want people to still go and have fun. I want people to go and learn. I want people to...
Make connections.
Also, the brands that you're trying to go to, be a fan of the brand. Actually care about the brand. I just want to go to be at a show, this, that, and the third. But if you, let's say, like, break it all down. The brand invites you, you go to the show, you sit, let's say you sit front row. When it's over, are you going to support the brand and buy it? And if in your mind, or if you could say out loud, no. There's no point of you being there.
Yeah.
There's no point of you going to that brand. There's no point of you even, because I think that if I ever go to a fashion show or I'm invited, it's because I support and I see the vision and I'm excited.
That's a good.
I want to see it.
That's a good.
Because to me, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
I'm not That's just like going to a restaurant. You know you hate, let's say a Mexican restaurant. You hate Mexican food. What are you going for? You're
going for the aesthetic.
But you're going for the aesthetic because everyone's like, "Oh, this restaurant's nice. It's it's this because it's the aesthetic." But you don't like the food. Stop. Go.
That's a good one.
Go where you genuinely want to. Like if your heart,
make it make sense,
your mind,
for
you see it for the brand, you are curious about the brand, you want to get to know the brand, you want to meet the people, then that's why I say go. But don't just go for the sake of getting into the show and being photographed inside the show, because you get photographed on the street from a street photographer and get a way better picture than you would inside of the show. So have those things in mind. But I think that I'm excited for Fashion Week. I'm excited to see what's going to be coming.
I'm excited to see who's going. I feel like a lot of people are going this time around. Like, I've gotten a lot of messages, and I just put it out there. I put a post, I'm not going. And I'm still getting people like, oh, are you going? And they're like, oh, my bad, I just saw your post. So I literally, this whole week, post about me not going to Fashion Week, what I would have worn, what I would have purchased. Because I feel like there's certain things that, just little things here and there, that set off your outfit.
And I agree, but like I said, there's always February.
Yes.
And to me, it's cold.
Yeah.
The winter.
I actually prefer February.
That's what I'm saying. You can definitely pull out the pieces.
That's what it's February when I've always just really come, and it gives me joy because I can layer, I can take off.
Absolutely.
I don't mind being cold for a photo.
Yeah, but walking around that New York and that heat,
honey,
trust me, I get it.
The last one I did, see, last year Fashion Week this time was hard for me because one of my girlfriends passed away. So I literally I can't remember why I decided to go. I ended up going, and luckily people didn't really press me a lot because I can't handle that and I can't handle the questions. But I went, didn't do any costuming, wore things that I would have normally worn in real life. I think I still got a little photographed here and there, but I really didn't go. I think I might have just gone to. I think I just did Le Jean's. I think that was it. I didn't do a lot of shows. I literally didn't even. I probably did one or two shows and then one or two events, but I didn't do a lot. But I know there's this February. I think I'm gonna have fun. I know I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah. I personally don't have the energy.
I don't blame
to deal with the hoopla of it all and people in my way. I'm very much like, I will smack somebody.
Yeah.
So it's best that I just stay put in Atlanta. When I was younger, me and my friends would go. We didn't have any money. We just were going to New York just to be a part of it, to be in the Met. This is when it was Fashion's Night Out.
Oh, wow. At the Mercedes.
Well, it was a thing. No, this was in New York. This was a thing. They used to do, it used to be called Fashion's Night Out. Anna Wintour created it, and it was the beginning of Fashion Week. It used to always be on like a Thursday. And it was this big event that all the stores, all the stores, every brand was shut down. Oh, I'm telling my age.
It's okay.
All the stores, all the brands would shut down and have these big parties and all this stuff, and then it became a spectacle. After like 3-4 years, Anna Wintour said, "We're done."
Enough, yeah.
Because
and she likes order.
She likes order because it came where we weren't necessarily celebrating fashion. We were coming to the stores, drinking, partying. We weren't spending, and the brands were saying, we're not making money from this. The first 2 years we did, the people were coming and buying, but now that
nobody's there for that.
But now we open up the doors to the masses, and social media was at the start of becoming a thing. It became a spectacle, and she shut it down. So that was probably the last time I went to Fashion Week. And
you notice she's not really at a lot of shows in New York.
And I see why. I mean, the thing is, most of these shows she sees before. Trust me, she's at the previews way before she's at the show. So she sees what she needs to see. They send her pictures. They send her catalog. Trust me, this lady sends everything. Right, she gets the line sheet. She sees all these things way before
everybody
else.
Before the masses, before us.
The little people.
It's okay. We respect her, and we respect her talent and what she's done for the fashion industry. So it's all good.
But yes, we had a good time.
We did.
This
is fun. I feel like we can keep on going, but we need to really stick to one topic.
I know.
So we want to know what you guys want to see.
Please comment, let us know. Let us know how you feel. We would love your opinion.
Yes.
DM us and let us know exactly what you want us some questions, because we can also answer in our next video as well. Okay,
so yes,
we'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching The Stylish Truth. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Say your handle.
Above and Breon.
Spell it out.
ABOVENBREON.
There you go. And don't forget to follow me. It's Odd by Monty across the board. That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest.
I'm on your Instagram. I don't have the energy. Shout out to her.
I know, right? You know, this is my full-time job.
I know.
My job is a fashion creator.
And I love that.
You know, we do that. So it's AWEDBYMONI. Technically, it's Odd by Monica has the website, but on social media, it is Odd by Monty. So check it out. All the things, and DM us because we want to know we want to hear your feedback,
and we will definitely see you soon.
Yes, bye guys.
Bye guys.
Yay, that was good.
It was actually perfect.